Thanks for tuning in to the Old Dirty Basement. On this week's episode, we're covering Centralia.
The best laid plans for urban renewal and cleaning up the place turns into burning down the town.
Yeah, coal country. There's a reason it's coal country, but once it gets on fire, it's kind of hard to put out.
Yeah. So this isn't too far from us, about an hour away. So definitely close to home. And this is the first one in a series of PA oddities that we're going to be covering. So we hope you enjoy this. Speaking of which, if you are, leave us that 5-star rating on Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever you're listening. On Apple, you can leave us a written review. Really helps us out. And sit back, relax, and enjoy Centralia.
This is the Old Dirty Basement. Home to debauchery, madness, murder, and mayhem. A terror-filled train ride deep into the depths of the devil's den.
With a little bit of humor.
History.
And copious consciousness.
I'm your announcer, Shallow Throat. Your hosts are Dave, Matt, and Zap. I love you, Matthew McConaughey. All right.
Hey, this is Dave.
Matt.
And Zap.
And welcome to the Old Dirty Basement.
Where every week we cover a true crime.
Murder.
Or compelling story.
So sit back.
Relax.
And comprehend.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another installment of Old Dirty Basement.
Ooh.
And what's going on?
One of many to come.
Yeah. How's everybody doing?
Good, man. Good.
Good.
Just zesty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have something like very Pennsylvania today. Like we're staying in the home state.
It's true. I mean, look, there's a lot of crazy shit that happens all over these states united. But, right here in Pennsylvania, we got plenty of our own crazy.
Yeah, there's a ton of cool stories.
Yeah, man. So
we got great little towns. We got great little cities.
we got great road stops.
Yeah.
We got great convenience stores. We got great all kinds of everything.
We got everything. Yep.
Road stop. Did you guys ever stop at the little Lancaster village there? They have like the trains. Anybody ever stop there?
Dutch Wonderland? You think?
No, you're talking.
No.
You're talking roadside America.
Roadside America.
Heading up 78.
78.
Yes.
Yep. That has since closed, by the way.
Yes, it is closed. Have you been there though?
I was there.
Praise Jesus.
Praise his name.
It's this stinks that nobody has ever you can't, if you have not been there, you will never get the opportunity.
Yeah, I wanted to go there. We went out to this place called Kozer's Christmas, I think, or something like that.
Love that, John.
Yeah,
I
man.
go every year, bro.
The cool lights and all that. And we passed that on the way out there, that Roadside America or whatever. And I was like, oh, we got to check that out. Well, I guess we can't.
No, it's
Not
done.
now.
It's gone. Yeah.
But yeah, just like that kind of stuff we're talking about right now, there's all kinds of cool things in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, man.
Well, what murders happened
explore.
there? Like what happened there?
What in Roadside America?
Was it
No,
murders
there
or
are no
deaths
murders.
or
No.
hauntings or?
Yeah, so
No, it's Jesus and trains, man.
Okay.
well, so yeah, Roadside America. There was this huge, tremendous model train layout, like the old Lionel stuff like that. The only murder I know that happened there, they tied a GI Joe guy figure
to the train
figurine
tracks.
to the train tracks.
Oh, for real?
It derailed the train.
That's cool. Yeah, I missed out on that. I guess I won't see
You
it.
did,
But
yeah,
I did notice it driving by.
It's a piece of American history right there.
Americana,
Yeah.
just so much, just gems up there.
Yep.
Real quick story. When I went there with my family, we stopped there real quick. There was the lady there was smoking. I don't know what she was smoking. I never even see it as a cigarette. Like I don't even know if it was a joint or whatever.
Is it like clove cigarette?
Was it brown?
It might have been a clove. Yeah, I was just thinking like a dark wrapper of some sort,
So
or
there
even
was-
maybe a mini cigar.
There was a brand called Moore
Okay.
they were all brown. The instead of a white paper, it was a brown paper.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, but this lady was she was eating like a tuna fish sandwich that she packed in like a Ziploc bag when we were trying to get a ticket.
That's awesome.
Smoking while eating the tuna fish sandwich, and she maybe have had 4 or 5 teeth
Nice.
on the front,
Bona
no
Fortuna.
fronts.
Wow.
But it was pure America.
Was she ashing on the sandwich and
Just
stuff?
it was just America, man. It was Jesus and trains. I loved it.
So as a smoker
Right.
and having watched Pulp Fiction countless times, I tried. I tried to keep cigarettes lit and smoking while I ate, like they did in the diner
At the diner.
The diner
yeah.
scene.
the Jack Rabbit Slims.
Right.
It's tough.
It's impossible. Yeah.
It makes the food taste not so good.
Yeah.
Now, a good cigarette and coffee, like late at night at a diner,
yes.
or like what was that?
All day.
All day.
At Eden Park.
Eden Park.
Yeah.
Even to this day, like not being a smoker anymore, like a cigarette after a spaghetti meal, or like
Sure.
a good that I can just taste it.
It's banging. Look, I can tell you, it happens to me every day. In fact, every meal of every day.
Yes, like a good
It's
dinner,
delicious.
like a hearty dinner and a good cigarette. I agree with that.
Speaking of smoking, what story we got today?
Oh shit!
I
like what you did there.
Little segue.
Talking about getting the Roadside America train back on the tracks.
Yes.
Today, Centralia. Centralia.
Is that because it's in the center
It's
of Pennsylvania?
it's in the middle of things.
like a where is that? We're in like South Central, right? Or
I think
not LA, but Pennsylvania.
Right. So the center would be, in Pennsylvania's case, the closest thing you're going to get to center is State College.
Yeah.
Like in
Center County.
Like that's
Center
the
County.
center, northeast, southwest. That's the closest you're going to get to center. We are surely in South Central Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
This Centralia is up in northeast Pennsylvania, having nothing at all to do with the center of much of anything,
Okay.
with the exception of it was the center of a hell of a lot of anthracite coal hubbub.
Yeah.
The center of a lot of anthracite coal industry. So understand that in Northeast PA, it is all about anthracite coal.
That's coal country.
In fact, Northeast PA has the largest known deposits of anthracite coal in the world.
Amazing
That's
fact.
the whole marble, bruh.
That's wild.
Estimated at 7 billion tons.
With a B.
That's a B. Car doors go like this.
Yeah.
Wow.
That one more time. 7 billion tons estimated to be up in Northeast PA.
Down in like Lebanon, like they have that little area like Cornwall, Colebrook and all that. I know there was some mining. Was that anthracite coal there too? Is it different? I wonder like if it's just like, I wonder if that whole area like through Pennsylvania, like if you look on a map, if you come straight down from like
Follow the
Centralia,
mountains.
it would come down into like Lebanon. Yeah, exactly. So
All you got to do is follow the mountains. And it's interesting when you mention, well, I should say I mentioned it, but when we're talking about the mountains, so still have plenty of friends that live up in that area. And there was a guy, and remains a guy, who once explained to me that every other valley of the mountains, because the mountains, they go up and down. It's not just like one big fucking mountain.
Right.
It's this range, the Appalachian range.
Yeah, we don't have like mountains here. We have kind of like
they're fucking mountains.
no,
They're just not.
they're just big hills.
they say rolling hills.
Rolling hills,
they're-
rolling
I would
hills.
say a mountain. I mean, they're just not as big as like out in Denver. or
Sure.
Colorado,
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I
it's a range of small mountain. Yeah, I guess mountainous
mean?
region.
Like A cups. Like, you know
yeah,
what I mean?
maybe a B.
A mountain nonetheless. So in each valley, it goes one and then the other. Farmland, then coal country. Farmland, then coal country. Farmland, then coal country. From valley to valley, it's just one then the other, one then the other, one then the other. It's just the way that the glaciers cut the shit.
That's wild. Yeah. The
It's
pole
funny.
shift.
Yeah, it's funny. You can still get bags of anthracite coal at like the little shops there, like going up towards like Knoebels and into like Shamokin area and stuff like that. You can buy bags of anthracite.
For like bad kids to put them in there.
I don't know.
Hell yeah.
I don't know why
Christmas
they're
stocking.
selling it. It burns well.
Yeah.
That shit burns all right. So the area now known as Centralia started as a settlement and remained that way for most part until the land was purchased by the Locust Mountain Coal and Iron Company in the mid 1800s. The town grew and hit its peak in 1890 with more than 2,700 residents. And in true Northeast PA fashion, there were 7 churches, 5 hotels, 2 theaters, a bank, a post office, 14 general stores and grocery stores, and 27 bars.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's a good number there.
Well, no, you're out there mining coal all day. You gotta stop and
Got to wet your whistle.
yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
The effects of the Depression came in the 1930s. Mines closed as the ability to pay for heating fuel diminished. And while demand for coal remained consistent, the mining industry as a whole would never fully recover.
Yeah, so we were talking about Centralia, a little bit of history. Got some stuff here. So Jonathan Faust opened the Bull's Head Tavern in 1832, and it was called Bull's Head there for a little while, that area. And then in 1842, it was renamed to Centerville. There was already a Centerville in Schuylkill County.
Yeah.
So then they had to, change it to Centralia. And that was in 1865. They changed it to Centralia.
So that was the year.
Yeah, I believe it was 1865
For the official, like a referee's whistle name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Quick fun fact. Out of those 7 churches, how many churches are left?
I know of at least one.
There is one.
Okay.
Yes. It's I think a Catholic Greek or Greek Orthodox.
Might be.
I was surprised with all the fire, like would be satanic church.
No, people still are there on Sundays.
What fire?
Yeah, what fire?
What are you talking about?
Let me stand next
Foreshadowing.
Man, Matt went to the fucking finish line with that one.
No, I'm just saying there's one church there.
There
One
used to be
church.
7.
Used to be 7.
Hey, 7's like a holy number too.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, another fun fact. I think they opened a Sheets there.
What? I wouldn't doubt it. What year was that?
1837.
1837.
Dang. They've been around that long.
That might have been the 10th one by then.
So like hot dogs were, I think, a cent.
Yeah.
I'm hot and cold on Sheets right now.
Yeah, not feeling it.
No.
We're now about to witness the power of Sheets knowledge. That's what I'm thinking here.
Okay, I like
Sheets
that.
now is nice. I like what you did there. So fun fact. My dislike of Sheets actually comes from I fell asleep in the parking lot. I was drunk as fuck.
Uh-huh.
And I was driving home. And there's a Sheets
Whoa.
a mile from my house. A mile from my house. I stopped at the Sheets. I wanted to get something to eat, but I was so tired and exhausted. I wouldn't even say that I was that drunk, but I had been up for approaching like 30 some, 40 some hours. Like I just went straight through. So tired with just that little bit of booze in me. I park at the Sheets, pull out my phone just to look at it for whatever reason, immediately passed out in my car.
Oh, wow.
Did you throw your keys out of the window?
No, I woke up.
Does that work?
Dude, I woke up to the cops tapping on the glass saying, "Hey man, what are you doing here?"
This is at Sheets.
This is at the Sheets.
Oh, man.
I got a ride home though, which was nice.
That was nice.
From the cops?
Yeah, so
Thank you, men in blue.
so for sure. And there's I'm not going to speak out of school. I don't know how if it's written or it's just like understood. But the cop was really understanding. He was like, "Look, man, what are you doing here? Like I'm going to make you blow and I'm going to make you do this, that, and the other thing." So I blew the breathalyzer and I was over by a little bit. And after I, obviously had finished, I just and had, I should say, obviously had that number, the whatever the BAC. I was like, "Look, officer, not for nothing. I'm sorry, man. I've been up for like 2 days straight. I had a couple before I'm on my way home. I am 1 mile from my house. I am exactly 1 mile from my house. Look, not for nothing. I'm happy to just leave the car here
And just walk.
and look, if you're willing, look, man, take me home and we'll call it even." Sure did.
That's awesome.
Yeah, took me home.
That's pretty cool.
But Wawa has better hoagies.
I thought Sheets called the cops on you or something.
No,
You were there.
Sheets called the cops. Of course they did.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't immediately that they started tapping on the window. It was probably like 20 minutes to a half hour
After a while,
that I was sitting there. So anyway, there is a Wawa for damn sure, 100% official, like a referee's whistle, coming into the West Shore. Right out, get off 83 at the Wirtsville 81 South to the Wirtsville exit. It's going to be right by a hotel that's near the new UPMC hospital.
Oh yeah, up there.
Ground has been broken.
Wirtsville area.
The Wirtsville Road.
Wirtsville Road. Yeah.
81 South to Wirtsville. Go left, cross over 81. It'll be the first light on the right.
There.
Wirtsville's a long road.
Tis.
That goes like up. It takes you into Perry County, I think.
Oh yeah,
Way
for
out.
sure.
Yeah, up over the mountain.
Absolutely.
So that'll be the first one. I don't know that I've ever had a Wawa sub, to be honest with you.
Oh, they're delicious.
They're banging.
There's going to be some turf wars going down now.
Oh, for
Sheets.
sure.
Yeah.
That's just the start, bruh.
Yep. I would think Sheets up here, Centralia, is more like a Sheets area.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I would think
Wawa's
so.
more southern,
Like
Philly,
Philly.
area.
Yeah.
Philly, Jersey,
Right.
all that good
Gotcha.
stuff. So speaking of, I'm sorry, back on track with Centralia. So where, we're talking about depression. I had finished saying look, the demand for coal while there, people just couldn't afford it. And, since then that never went away. And I'm not even going to bother talking about environmental stuff like that and whatever that's done to the coal industry. But my grandfather grew up and lived in, and then my dad ultimately as well, grew up in a little town called Wilburton, Pennsylvania. Now, Wilburton, PA from Centralia, 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
That's fracking crazy.
It is fracking crazy.
Nice.
Wilburton is to the east of Mount Carmel. So you make your way to Mount Carmel.
Yeah, Mount Carmel, then Centralia, so it's on the other side.
No.
Oh.
It's in between Mount Carmel and Centralia.
Oh, shit. That
So-
must be a really small town. Like, looking on the map.
Dude. So the road to take you directly to Centralia from Mount Carmel is Route 61.
Yes, yeah.
The road that takes you to Wilburton is parallel to 61 to the north.
Okay. So it's up above. I got you.
If you're looking at the map, it's up above it. So if you come out of Mount Carmel and you head east on this little road, that's again the next road north of runs parallel with 61. It's state route, whatever it's called. They call it like Mid Valley Road or whatever it is. Doesn't matter. As you're driving up the mountain, you'll come to Wilburton on your left. If you drive a little bit further, you'll come to, now brace yourself, Wilburton number 2.
Number 2.
There is a town
Shit town.
called Wilburton number 2. It is one street long
Wow.
that runs parallel with that main road. There are at best maybe 20 houses at best, but there's less than that, maybe 10, 15 houses. And at the end of that one road is a VFW.
Nice.
So it's kind of just like Centralia, but like there's nothing going on.
Well, yeah, I mean, dude, it's just this
It's just
weird
a little town. PA.
It's so weird. So anyway, back to grandpa, growing up through, or me having a grandfather that came through the Depression. Like these people, I mean, every penny counted. Every penny. These are the same people that are eating chicken and like gnawing on the ends of it.
Just getting every little bite.
Getting every little bite.
Taking the bones and making stock out of it.
Yeah, if you ever seen your grandparents like strip a chicken, it's a sight to see.
I'm telling you, man, you find someone who lived through the Depression, you will see someone who knows how to save a buck and use every possible resource that their money had purchased.
I believe it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. And then came 1962. By 1962, Centralia had a number of illegal dumps in the area. Borough Council proposed making a centralized dump in hopes of eliminating the illegal ones. Now, is anyone, like when we were kids, is anyone here familiar with illegal dumping?
Yeah, that's where you just drive your car to the side of the road and throw something over.
Just throw your shit. But I'm talking about like the stuff that, like you're dumping the stuff that the trash men won't take. Things like batteries, motor oil, shit like that.
Mattresses. Well, they'll take mattresses, but
no, sometimes you see those on the side of the road.
People throw them and stuff.
So like growing up in High Spire, we did that shit all the time. And we would take, again, car batteries, oil from, because people, this is a town where people change their own oil. Yeah. So there, I should say not everybody, obviously, but many people, it was that kind of whatever.
Right.
You just take it down to the river. You just throw it in the container, throw it in the river, or throw it in the marsh. Yeah.
I got a couple things I need to get rid of. If you know any good places, let me know. I got a hot water heater back there.
Yeah. You go to High Spire, dig a hole, put it in it, and then put it and cover it back up.
Mini fridge.
Stanball's air service.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah.
I got like 2 or 3 things, big things that are even like TVs. I think you got to like schedule and like go drop them off. You know what I mean? You can't just put them out because there's parts in there, I guess, that are,
There's a place like no man's land in Steelton, going that one road.
Yeah, dump truck lane.
Off to the right-hand side. There's a place
that you can take
legally, yeah.
You can take stuff.
You take like your TVs, batteries.
Oh yeah, that's Hemp Brothers, I think.
Is that what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know like the township we're in, we would take it to Harrisburg, like down off Cameron Street. They have a recycling, incinerator, but they also have like a recycling place, like computers, like if you have PC towers, all that stuff, monitors. You got to take it there to, you know what I mean, to dump it. Basically, you got to go down there and sign it. And like they're open certain hours, but it's like a whole thing. You know
What's the place where they weigh you down by going towards the farm show?
What's the place?
Yeah, it's like on the left-hand side.
That's CSR.
Yeah,
consolidated.
They like weigh shit, and
I think that's where when you get money for it. Like you take, that's where people take. Like when they're ripping out copper pipes.
You know what I'm
saying?
You can do it there. There's another John on 7th Street between Maclay and Division. Mm-hmm. So that's like the industrial section.
Right.
There's for sure a place there. I mean, I see them, whenever I drive by. Mm-hmm. They'll do the same thing. Hell, I think I got rid of. In fact, no, I know I got rid of the bathtub there. One of the old, cast iron,
right,
with the white porcelain and shit all over.
So if you like strip a car down, take it there real quick.
Take it over, get rid of some parts.
Yeah, they don't ask any questions.
Especially if you're looking to fence some catalytic converters, which is a thing.
Oh, big time, yeah.
Huge money in catalytic converters.
I don't know too. Like my parents live in an apartment complex, and they had to like put out cameras, I think, and stuff that like, because people would they have those big dumpsters.
Sure.
And you could roll in there in the middle of the night
just throw shit
dump
out.
whatever, big carpet remnants, whatever, just to get rid of it. And, you know, they only pay for so much trash or whatever. And if everybody in town's using it, it becomes like a huge nuisance. So
funny thing, in our neighborhood, they used to have 2 big or 3 big, like contain those big long ones that they pull away on the trucks.
right.
And that's what, when we moved in, there wasn't like anything down this side of the road. So we just run down there like at night.
Those stuff down there. Yeah.
Throw shit in there.
That was what, for the construction stuff?
Yeah.
Well, I knew like where I grew up, you just throw it out. Like you get a couch, just put it out. It's now outdoor furniture. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You just, if you got a toilet, it becomes a planter.
Yeah.
Put it outside. You know what I'm saying? It was
100%.
you know, and then
A wheelbarrow like falls, you just leave it there,
leave it
cover
there.
it with
It's-
dirt,
it's
put some
now
plants in it.
now it's like art.
Yeah.
You know,
Eventually, the earth will reclaim it.
that's right.
Eventually.
Yep.
Or somebody will walk by, some Sanford and Son will walk by and just take
Pick it up. Yeah.
Dude, they do. I promise you, every neighborhood has a Sanford and Son driving around.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
Promise you.
I see them out here all the time, cruising through.
Yeah. Anyway, before you throw something out, just set it on the curb and put a sign that says free on it, and it will be gone in the morning.
No. What you do is put a sign that says $20. Because if you put it out and says free, they won't take it.
Right.
If you put it out and say $20,
$127.
honestly, that works.
There's value in
I can
that.
see that.
Yep.
Well, back to the old dump, back to the old landfill. So the borough made plans to establish their dump in an old strip mine, which was already being used as a landfill. The borough went on to include the need for firefighters as part of the cleanup process necessary to ready the strip mine for proper landfill in accordance with state law. Interestingly enough, state law passed in 1956 required strip mines to be made fireproof prior to their usage as landfills. So if you wrap your head around what I just said, it's basically in order for the town to make the strip mine landfill legitimate, they chose to start a fire in what was, by law, supposed to have been a fireproof basin, but that was all in order to clear out the trash. To make it a fireproof basin, yeah. Anyway, it's odd, but that's what they did. And that's where differing theories on what actually started the fire come into play. Some say it was caused by someone who'd dumped hot ash into the landfill the day before the commencement of the fire company's controlled burn. Others say it was caused by the fire company itself during its controlled burn. Simply, their would-be controlled burn went out of control.
Yeah, and I know, like they said, the townspeople, they were all like, there was like a holiday coming up, like Memorial Day or something, and it was like an eyesore to them. They were like, oh, you got to get this trash out of here and the smell and everything else like that. So they were like pressuring them to do something. So
And there were dumps everywhere. Like just dumps everywhere, which is, you're up in the backwoods. Like that's just what people do. I mean, like think of, I don't want to generalize or stereotype, but just think of like, I don't know, like Hicks in the mountains of Virginia or West Virginia, right? So
right.
They're not going to, they're living on a mountain. They're lucky if they have electricity.
They're not getting trash up there.
People do that in the townships around here all the time. Like some townships allow burning. And well, if you drive even 20 minutes outside of here, you see people in their backyards. They have the big burn barrels. They just throw their trash there.
There was a burn barrel. That grandfather I was talking about. I went up there like all the time. Like there was a point where we were going up there like every 2 weeks. For the majority of my childhood, we were heading up there. Yeah. For damn sure, he had a burn barrel.
Well, there's people too that like from in this area from like in their culture from the country they moved over here from. For them over there, it was cool to burn bodies outside. So they come over here and they're trying to burn a body out in the backyard. And somebody called her like, yeah, what's going on? You know what I mean? They're like, what's going on? They call the township on.
I think meant like they had chickens in their house and stuff.
Well, that too, maybe, but they put bodies out like in there. That's what you do. That's like their, what do you call it? Not culture, but their
culture.
No, what was the word?
Tradition. Okay.
Is that they just take the body. If somebody passes away, a family member, they take the body out and like burn it.
Well, I know in our neighborhood, there was like, there was a family that had like, they brought in, there was some little goats and they had like a sheep or something. I don't know.
Right.
But anyway, my kids were like all excited.
they thought it was like a petting farm.
Yeah, like a little petting zoo or something for the kids. But about
that's dinner.
A couple hours later, there was a whole thing going on in the backyard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Are you talking like sacrificing and shit?
They weren't sacrificing.
Where they
were just
the throat and let it bleed out?
I think they were doing, a meal. Like it was some sort of big, I don't know if it was for like a wedding or something like that. And I think there was, I don't want to say like exactly what culture or whatever.
Right. But I know where you're going with it.
But,
yeah, it's.
But yeah, they just the lamb they just did the old slitty on the throat there and did their thing. The one guy was holding it, the legs was boom, 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 boom. I was like, damn, this is some deep shit.
That's fresh.
And you're out back just trying to have a beer. And
Yeah, I just want to do the grass, man. I'm just trying to cut the lawn.
I'm so, coming up in High Spire, Steelton, whatever, like I am certainly, and still to this day, no stranger to lamb roasts. I mean, I'm talking a big backyard get together.
Right.
But, we're not killing it there. We got it already dead.
Yeah.
Somebody was paid to gut that thing, clean it, do whatever. So we could pick it up and then put it on a spit and,
it's ready to cook.
Yeah, but they're just going, they're just skipping taking it to the butcher step. And they're just doing everything right
they're
there.
their own butcher.
Yep.
I'm sure it was delicious. I was actually like looking over being like, hey, can
I'm trying to get in
have
on
some
that.
of that?
I don't
But-
know.
Yeah.
Was there curry on it?
No, I don't think it was curry. No, they didn't do anything. They were just kind of like they had like a fire going.
I'm just trying to figure out who the hell takes a live lamb to their house and kills it and eats it.
They had like a stick thing set up and not like a spit. There wasn't
gotcha.
anything rotating, but like these sticks and they were, or I don't know, it just sat on there and like cutting. They were just chopping pieces and
Cooking it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like those island people.
Can't get that at Sheets.
No,
No.
Maybe
take
Wawa.
that sheets.
No.
Maybe not Wawa.
Maybe not Wawa. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they've got better stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of the actual spark that started that fire, the Centralia Fire Company started its controlled burn on May 27th, 1962. Despite
Was it?
Despite having doused the flames, flare-ups were seen multiple times in the days that would follow, requiring the fire company to again extinguish them each time.
Were they throwing oil on it?
I don't know. I don't know what they were throwing on it, but I know that not long after, in early June, a 15-foot wide hole in the ground was discovered at the landfill, a hole connected to countless mine shafts that ran under the town.
Oops.
And that hole was smoking.
Jeez. Yeah, that's a big oversight. Yeah, I'm saying.
I mean, you got to understand in Centralia. So, have you guys seen October Sky? Jake,
Yes.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
But it's the same concept.
Mm-hmm.
This town was built solely, and it was planned and was structured solely around a coal mine operation that owned the town. Right,
Mhm.
A coal mining operation bought all the dirt, ultimately named it Centralia.
Mm-hmm.
So this coal company has everything to do with everything, right? I mean, these people's lives were centered around that.
Right.
Now, with that coal company is going to make use of every possible stitch of dirt that they can. So they're mining right under where people are living, like right under.
Yeah.
Like
They don't give a shit.
I mean,
It's
there's
about the money.
caverns and just this huge labyrinth of crazy amounts of just tunnels that are overlapping and twisting and up and down and all kinds of shit underneath the town.
I think they said like 8 miles.
It's crazy.
Of underground.
Was Eminem in there?
Yeah.
It might have been. I don't know. Yeah, but I think that's what they said because they were talking about like how much area underneath of this anthracite coal there is. And I
Yeah.
think 8 miles was thrown out there.
That's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. So with that, I mean, look, so we're at this point where this town wanted to clean up their dump, right? They wanted to have everybody throw their trash in the right spot and do whatever.
Mhm.
They tried to convert this old strip mine, which is mining coal for Christ's sake, into this landfill. They decide to burn out the existing trash in this strip mine, which is lined with coal on the sides of it, for Christ's sake. And then lo and behold, they keep trying to put out the fire before they build the actual landfill.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, there's the hole.
They didn't start the fire.
Didn't they?
Yeah.
It was always burning.
you get
Always?
You
get
didn't get it?
Of course, man. Billy
Okay.
Joel, come on now.
I was like, wow.
Come on now.
You're leaving me hanging on that
Come
one.
on now.
No, but those companies though, those guys were some shitbags back in the day.
Stop.
Oh, they didn't give a
Stop.
No,
Here it
there
goes.
There were some bad dudes.
Here it goes.
I'm sure we'll get into that with the Molly Maguires. at some point.
Yeah, we'll do the Molly Maguire.
Yeah, we'll get into the Molly Maguires at some point. They were the Mats of their day.
That's the Matt Maguires.
Yeah, they were like, hey, man, this is a lot of work. What do you mean 12-hour day?
Oh man.
That's crazy.
They batted fourth for the Athletics.
Matt Maguire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not Mark, but Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Maguire.
Oh God.
That'll be a fun one.
Oh yeah, that'll be a gem. Anyways, so what do you do What do you do when you got a landfill on fire that's now made its way into the ground beneath it? And the fuel is, again, anthracite coal, bruh.
Right.
Burns.
That burns.
Hot.
Yep.
So a few significant efforts were made at trying to stop the fire. They tried an excavation. That failed. They tried filling the mines with a water and rock slurry. That failed.
You buy that in Sheets.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
I'll take 2 water rock slurries.
Yeah.
Free refill on that.
Hold the rock.
Yeah.
Or put another rock in there.
Time passed, and many of the locals lost interest in the issue. Some didn't even believe it existed until 1979, when a local gas station owner noticed that the fuel temperature seemed hot when he was checking the level of his tanks. The temperature of that fuel had risen to 172 degrees. The matter came to statewide attention not long after when, on Valentine's Day, 1981, a 12-year-old kid fell into a 150-foot deep sinkhole that opened up right where he was standing. A sinkhole that was spewing lethal gas out of it.
I don't think he fell into it.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Did he?
Sure did.
And he was like hanging on and stuff.
Yeah.
But he survived, right? He didn't.
Yeah.
he
He
didn't
did.
die. Okay, that's what. Yeah, they said something like he wasn't. I don't think he fell like the 150 feet down into it. Like he slipped a little bit. And they had to
Yeah.
come.
So on the hole
But there was
itself,
the hole itself opened up, and they were like, "Whoa, that's enough."
that's right. He ended up clinging to tree roots on his way down.
And his cousin or somebody like got him out. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
It was like the upside down.
Indeed.
You know what I
It
mean?
was just like
Like
it.
Stranger
Yeah, because there was
Things.
probably like the little like ashes.
There's Demogorgons and
Vecna.
yeah.
Vecna was
This
down
is
there.
much like Stranger Things a little bit.
It really is, man. It really is. So yeah, the hole itself was 150 foot deep. By 1984, Centralia's problems had reached the federal level. The town was declared a disaster area, and $42 million was awarded for relocation efforts for the town's citizens.
Mm-hmm. So 1984 was a great album.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Great album, great
album.
movie.
Great year.
I look forward to the Old Dirty Basement Vintage Cinema review of 1984 someday.
Oh yeah, that's I never saw that movie.
It's good.
Yeah,
It's good.
I was thinking that was a series, but we always talk about that. That's V. That was a series.
V was this, with
No,
1984.
V for Vendetta.
No, I wonder like back in the 80s, a show called V.
Remember they drank
Yeah,
the rotten milk.
That was the aliens. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
But
was
1984 was a movie.
correct.
Okay,
And a book.
and a book.
Yeah.
George or is it Orwell or
I can't remember. I don't know.
Orson
shit about
Welles.
authors.
Orson Welles. Yeah.
I'm not sure who wrote it, but I do know that I saw the effects. So 1984, I'm 8 years old at the time.
Mm-hmm.
In the years that would follow, while my grandparents were still alive, again, Wilburton, I would see these houses popping up, brand new houses
Mm-hmm.
that are popping up in a town that was 100 years old, like
Right.
easily 100 years old. Think, where are these houses come from? Why of all places would there be new homes being built around here?
Mhm.
Like, even as a kid, I knew that the coal mining industry was dying.
Like why are you doing it there? Yeah.
Why are you doing it there? And in fact, again, understand the proximity of this place,
Mhm.
the proximity of Wilburton to Centralia. You're talking a 10-minute drive. Tops. Why are these houses coming up? And that's when I had first heard, from my folks tell me about the Centralia mine fires. Like, oh yeah, those people's houses burned down from a mine fire. They just built
Moving
new ones
over
here.
here. Yeah. That's the thing too. Like where those veins go of coal, like there's towns they say, could be affected.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have capitalized on that. You could have like filmed like metal videos there for like metal bands and stuff.
Hell
Like-
yeah.
Like, with the flames coming out and the heat.
Heck yeah. That's free special effects.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
There was
I think they're toxic though.
in my,
Well, if
Like,
you're there just for a couple
You like
hours.
pass out.
ooh, that could be the
Yeah.
perfect setting for a Britney Spears song.
Yeah, you could do that there.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
I've seen that this town likened to video game
Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I did hear about that.
With the ash.
They actually said they based the
they
game
based-
on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did hear that.
On Centralia.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
They did, like,
that
there was-
explains so much.
Yeah.
2 Silent Hill movies also, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Never saw him.
I like Silent Hill.
I've
Never-
seen the first one. I know
Silent.
there's another one.
How
It's
could
a
just
fun
kill a
game.
man and what was the other one they had? Silent Hill.
Silent Hill.
Jesus,
It's from the blue. Silent Hill.
nice. Oh, that was fantastic. God. All right. Oh, so now with all of this money, everybody's getting their bailout money, and by bailout money, it's not bailout money.
Right,
It's just like, look, man, this is
We feel bad for you.
yeah, this is a natural disaster.
Sorry about your home.
Right, the town.
It was nice living here.
The town you knew is someday no longer going to be there. So take this money and be gone. Again, I don't understand why they would move 10 miles down the road, but whatever. And when I say Wilburton, again, in your mind, just remember Mount Carmel.
Right.
Like that's really the landmark. Or Ashland.
And weren't they giving them like a little, like they were giving them under like what the value would have been, right? So it was like they were like undercutting them a little bit.
Was it? Because to my knowledge, they were giving them, I would think, and just seeing the houses that were popping up compared to what they were living in, I would think they were giving them market
money,
something.
Maybe. I had heard a couple of different sources say that, like, well, this is like news interviews with people, and they could have been maybe certain people got more. I don't know. It depends on their property, I guess. Maybe some people value their property higher. But the one lady was like, our property's worth 40,000 and they gave us 11, you know what I mean? One of them deals. But who knows?
Who knows?
You know what I mean? She could have just been trying to get more money.
I don't think when the government steps in like that, I think that they try to base things fair, but whatever you get, you're going to get.
The eminent domain.
Yeah, the eminent domain.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in fact, in 1992, this is 8 years later, while the folks are still thinking, well, should I take that money that they're giving me? Maybe that 11 grand sounds shitty. Maybe I think my house is worth more than that.
Right.
I'm going to hang out and see if I hold out. Maybe I'll get more.
Right.
In 1992, the governor of Pennsylvania declared eminent domain
there it is.
on Centralia.
Yeah, they do that a lot with the Turnpike Commission. Does that to a lot of places around here.
Well, they did it on the highway here.
Yeah.
83.
Yeah.
The 83 project was a shit ton of eminent domain.
You're gonna need to move over a little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
nah. And they're like, no. We're either gonna buy it, tear it down, or you can get something else.
Right.
But we're gonna buy it anyway.
And so there are timelines on that. Like the clock starts ticking once they declare eminent domain, because they know all the tricks. They do. They understand. Like, look, this is if you don't find a way to liquidate on your own terms at the end of, let's say, 6 months or a year, you got 1 year, clock's ticking. If you don't get it done within a year, we'll give you X, and that's it.
It's just going to happen.
Yeah,
So-
they do give you opportunity. They do say you have time to
To do
get
whatever.
get done what you need to get done.
And so let's say when you sell, if you're selling, they will actually fund the sale. Does that make sense? They'll take government money and pay for the sale.
Like the cost of moving and all that, and
that's
the
right.
realtor fees and all that.
Yep.
I wonder if there's ever a case.
Now,
where,
nobody ever gets that land at the end, right? Like
Right.
that is to say, they're when I say they fund it, they're quote unquote
they're
buying it.
Yeah.
But you have to go through that process of like acting as if.
Right.
You have to get it appraised. You have to get it this, that, and the other. You have to basically almost pretend to put it on the market.
I wonder if there's ever been a case with eminent domain, let's say with like a government or state project with a highway where like people wouldn't move and then they just build the highway like around them. You know what I'm saying? Like you just got like this house in the middle of like there's one like locally here and it wasn't eminent domain that I know of, but there was like they put a Lowe's and a bunch of different shops and this one guy didn't sell or girl, I don't know who.
And that house is still there.
It's still there, but they're in a parking lot.
Yep.
Of like a strip mall, like a not strip mall, but like a mall and like a Lowe's and
Gas station.
Yeah, gas station. And here's this guy or girl's house with like a fence, and they were just at one time that was kind of like a not rural area, but it was grass and hills and stuff.
Sure.
And obviously, I'm sure they came and offered him money, and he was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'll stay here." But now you're like in a parking lot.
There was a big half pipe in eminent domain. A lot of good skaters.
Yeah, was that Search for Amarillo Chin?
Yeah. Pal Peralta.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, have you guys seen the movie Mid-90s?
I love that
Yes.
movie. Yeah.
I just watched that for the first time
Netflix.
the other day.
Yeah.
It
Or
was-
Max.
Max. Yep.
That movie for me like really felt like I was back in the 90s.
Sure.
Like the whole vibe and the music and just the way they filmed it. Yeah, that'd be a good. See, it's new, so we can't do it on vintage cinema.
Right.
But
No, that movie's like, what, 5-6 years old,
If-
maybe.
2000.
that, yeah.
7 or 8 maybe.
I think it
No,
was
in the teens.
was it Jonah Hill?
teens?
Jonah Hill.
Jonah
or
Hill
Seth Rogen. One of them. Two.
Jonah Hill, I think, was the one.
One of them too.
Yeah, skateboarding and coming up in L.A. in the mid-90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't coming up in L.A. I mean, it was
No.
certainly interesting to see the diaspora of of characters and everybody from all walks of life. Like all the kids just hung out and they just all clung to skating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, PA is just like LA. It's just that they have a little bit of better weather.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're all the same.
and less homeless and less crazy government people running it.
Yeah.
PA is catching up with the homeless. But if you got to move somewhere, no, I'm just saying I would move to like LA. It's good weather.
Well, they don't have a town on fire, so.
I would say I'd move to Centralia before I moved to LA.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, so oddly, some residents stayed in Centralia. In fact, those residents filed countersuits against the Commonwealth, claiming the eminent domain effort was simply a land grab for the rich mineral rights under the town.
Yeah.
So remember that 7 billion tons of anthracite coal I mentioned?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's worth some fazzoles.
Yeah.
Wait, if I was homeless though, Centralia wouldn't be bad.
It would be
No.
terrible.
No, the ground's warm.
I was
From-
thinking like
From whom are you going to beg in order to,
No, I'm saying you don't have to beg. Like you would just, there's probably some still animals and shit running around there.
Eat grass.
Kinda like, yeah, I don't know, but I'm just saying the street would be warm.
They should. It's funny you said
you
that.
like lay down. It's like nice and cozy.
I'm sure that their plowing budget is like zero.
Yeah, because it just melts off. And I was thinking about that. Like they should make, because it's like kind of near the center of the state, like put vents in, and it'd be like Florida in Pennsylvania, like vent it out. It gets real hot. You can make it like a resort. So like in the middle of the winter, you can just go out there and like put some sand, and it's probably in the mid 70s. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If you vent all that heat up.
until your face falls off.
Yeah.
Dude,
Well,
they have that. They have that in Iceland.
Oh, really?
For sure.
Like
Like
a
there's
hot- like
there's
a-
so much geyser and heat, thermal activity that happens in Iceland. Like every house there is heated by
Geothermal.
the ground below.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like you could make that area, because they did say, and that's no
cool.
joking aside, that the snow doesn't last long. It melts out because the ground's warm.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, Iceland's badass. There are hot pools there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, hot.
Yeah, Dubai has indoor like ski areas.
Well, that's indoors. That's man-made shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
they got a lot of cool shit over there that you see. But yeah, I was thinking in Centralia, like take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? But I
Sure.
did hear a lot of conspiracy theories like that about that they're all saying, oh, that they just want the mineral rights and the government wants to take it over
Yep.
and blah blah blah. But I don't know.
But once you think in today with the technology they have, there would be some way to stop that if they really wanted to.
Didn't they say that in Mount Carmel they were able to trench and stop? Like there was an area where they were able to dig a trench
Yeah,
and
and they stopped it.
stop it from spreading. And they're
Yep.
like, well, you could do it there, but not here. Like, well, what's the difference?
Or maybe just like dig it out and turn it into like a lake. Have people that, like you said, a resort type town.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's hot. It's hot there. Like in the
Yeah.
winter, instead of going to Florida, you can go to Centralia. Just vent that heat out. And
But even like,
Sorry.
whoa.
Come for the warm pools. Stay for the sulfur.
right.
But even like, I don't know, there got to be some sort of foam or something they can just throw in. There's some sort of technology. I think they're just letting it go because it's been going for so long.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
My
know.
thoughts, I don't know.
I don't know. Like, well, we'll get there. We'll get there in some second. So let's see. Oh yeah. So the eviction efforts continued, and by 2010, only 5 homes remained, along with the church,
The church.
4 cemeteries, and of all things, the fire hall, which was attached to the municipal building. Of course, that's still up. So in late 2013, all lawsuits were finally settled. Each remaining homeowner was awarded a little over $200,000 for the value of their home and the right to remain in those homes for the rest of their days. As of 2020, 5 residents remain. That's 5 people. Church service is still held every day at St. Mary's, and the fire still burns.
Yeah, that's crazy that people, are still sticking around. But I mean, I guess it's not affecting them. They probably have CO2 monitors and stuff like that.
Something, yeah. But $200,000 from the payout for that, those homes and stuff there weren't
Worth that.
worth that at all.
Nope.
So they made out very well.
Shit,
Yeah.
yeah, Kenny. Shit, yeah.
Because a $200,000 home today is still a decent sized home.
Yeah, you could get one like those ones behind us here, and they're nice little Cape Cods, and you know what I'm saying? They're decent houses, and this is in like, we're close to Harrisburg, which is a little more happening than Centralia.
Most of the
that's-
homes in Centralia when they were up, they were like row homes. They were
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
duplexes, a lot of duplexes.
Yep.
Kind of remind like where you grew up, or going into like the Stilton area, the
Correct.
yeah,
Just like that.
Yeah,
Well, hell, that dude, that's exactly it. Like going into Steelton from High Spire, as you look on the left and you see the steel mill, on the right you see all of these homes. They're just butted one right up
One
against
after
each other.
another.
And
But I
you'll-
think
it's
all
like
the
a system, like a series of 10 break, 10 break. Yep.
but that just reminds me of like just that part of Pennsylvania. Like it just seems like those areas all look exactly the same.
It's all the same.
Yeah.
They just,
They don't have like high streets that go like up like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The hills and stuff.
So I've been to Centralia a handful of times. It's so creepy. Like it is so creepy. And what was it? Maybe a couple of months ago, couple of months ago, the wildfires, thanks Canada, that were burning from up north were coming down here, and you could, not the fires, but the air was all jacked up, and you could see smoke, and you could smell it.
That's what it's like there.
That smell is exactly what you smell in Centralia, but it is strong, and I mean strong.
Really?
Yeah, man. It's I don't want to say it's overpowering, but it's just damn.
Do those people like in Mount Carmel, like, do they get any of that when it's, you know what I'm saying? Like I wonder if any of that smell travels, you know what I'm saying? Like the smoke. So
because it's of a sulfur nature instead of like wood burning or whatever, because really what's burning is that coal. So it's a clean burning ish. It's clean-ish enough to really just burn itself. That I should say burn itself, obviously, but with from a smell perspective. So honestly, like growing up when I was a kid up there, when I would visit, I didn't at all smell it.
I guess it'd be like Hershey. You smell that chocolate.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? You get so many miles out.
Chocolate sulfur, dead smell.
You get so many miles out of town, you don't smell it.
Or it could be, for all I know, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Maybe it's one of those things like when you live on a farm and all you're doing is smelling horse shit all day, you get used to it.
Yeah, you know, that's probably what it is too.
Wouldn't it be like an air quality thing though? Because I remember when that Canadian fire stuff was burning down this way. I was coaching a team that played outdoor basketball, and we had to cancel the game because they said the air quality index or whatever was so bad.
Yeah, definitely felt the effects that day. Those days that we had, like my eyes were burning a little bit, and I could feel like one or two of the days when it was really, really bad with that Canadian wildfire stuff. You know,
so there was, in fact, Matt, I'm glad you brought that up. As I was doing some reading, one of the arguments for the residents plural countersuit in the eminent domain case was in the late, or I should say in the early 2000s when they were doing this argument. It was like, well, look, man, that fire started 40 some years ago. I challenge you. I'll take that Pepsi challenge. Do an air quality test, and you will find that the air quality up here is just the same as Lancaster.
Oh, really?
Just the same. So if you're evicting us, shouldn't you also be, eminent domaining all of Lancaster?
Is it the same?
That was the argument. That was look, I'm no scientist.
Right.
But they had engaged some scientists to do that test.
Yeah.
Remember that song Firestarter?
Prodigy. They should have filmed that there. See, that's what I'm saying.
See, that would have been cool. I get it.
That's
this did the file starter.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. Like, you envision it like that with flames.
Or like have a strip club and they just like have a little on the pole. It's just like this smoke.
Just free special effects.
It just, that place just keeps on giving.
But it's really not like that, right? Like, there's no, like, I guess there's visible smoke in certain spots, but 100%. It's not, but it's not like you go up there and it's just like you can't even see. You know what I mean? Like a fog or anything.
Correct.
Oh my eyes. People are running out of there like, I can't see.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
It's definitely not that. It's definitely not that. But
that'd be cooler if it was.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did. There was a point at which decades back when this had first started, and there's video footage of it. You can see it. There's video footage from the 80s. Somebody had a camcorder or whatever that they're looking at. They're shooting in one of the holes, the fissures or the sinkholes, let's say, where road had cracked or the ground had separated. Stuff is falling through. And it's red hot in there, brah.
You can light a cigarette off it.
If you want to get that close to that, John.
That'd be cool.
It's like a little volcano then?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
kind of neat.
It looked like an inactive volcano in some spots at certain times. But now, at least I should say the last time I was up there, when they still had graffiti, when Graffiti High was still open, you could absolutely see smoke coming out of the ground. Like coming out of the ground.
Was that an album? Like Graffiti
Highway? No, that's Ventura Highway. No, that's a song.
Physical Graffiti.
That's the one, yeah. Who was that? Porno for Pyros or
Led Zeppelin?
Led Zeppelin. Okay, yeah.
But Graffiti Highway was like, I think, the main draw to go to Centralia because the kids just went there and But that was just recently, like 2 years ago.
So Graffiti Highway started. I should say Route 61, heading northeast from Ashland. So if in your mind,
isn't that ironic?
I know, right. Everything's all towny.
Yeah. Ashland.
So on your way from Ashland to, of all places,
Burnsville. Burnsville.
You will take Route 61 to get there.
Mm-hmm.
You will, once you pass Burnsville, the road will bend left, and if you take 61 west, if you take it west, you'll land in Mount Carmel. But anyway, starting back at Ashland, head north toward, let's say in this case, Centralia.
Mm-hmm.
So head towards Centralia from Ashland. You will stay on 61. Part of that road is a new build. It is an offshoot from the original 61.
I saw that, yeah.
And you can see it on the map. Like, you can zoom in close enough. I don't care if it's Google Earth, Bing, whatever the hell kind of maps you're looking at. You can just see a part that's just north of what is now existing 61, where that road once was.
They dumped all kinds of dirt and debris.
Yeah, they made mounds and stuff there. A lot of kids would go there, ride like dirt bikes, four-wheelers.
For years, as an abandoned road, people it was a creepy, eerie thing to go look at.
Mm-hmm.
On your way to this creepy, eerie town of Centralia, where now you see like foundations where houses were. You see streets and sidewalks, and you see, I'm saying sidewalks that go up to steps where a house once was, and it's just not there. It's just so weird. It's like all these houses were just lifted and gone.
Just gone.
But that graffiti highway, like they had to close it just because the ground underneath it was
unstable.
Well, it was burning away. So it was sinkhole all over the place. Forget it. We're just going to stop here and build a new bit. So during, I guess, after all that, to answer Matt's question, during the COVID, the town found that to be the perfect time to bring in a bunch of dirt and just cover the road.
Yeah, I thought I heard that was like privately owned too, that strip of land.
That's right.
And then whoever owned it decided to fill it in, you know what I'm saying? And
somebody owned the dirt next to it, right?
Is that what it was? Well, something like that. Yeah.
Let's look at your property, right? So you own everything up to the street.
Right.
So in this case, somebody owned that dirt up to the road, the state road.
Mm-hmm.
Once the state road went away, all that was left was, so the state ultimately had what's called like an easement or right of way by virtue of that road. Once the state stopped using that road,
it's back to them.
They forewent their right of way, easement, whatever, and that property belongs to that dude.
So somebody owns that property, and there's all that fire underneath, and if that burns out someday,
they're not opening up a spa.
They're not. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, you know, if you sit on that for long enough, they said what, 200 years roughly.
I've seen a bunch of estimates. I've seen 250. I've seen some people say 500.
Right.
Look, again, I'm no scientist. I'm just going off of whatever the internet's saying. And look, you can take that with a grain of salt.
They just need to put the fire out because it's just burning.
It's just burning.
Yeah.
There's
all that sweet, delicious coal is going to waste.
Yeah.
But like you said, with the graffiti highway and stuff there's other places in PA. As we were talking about Pennsylvania, I think there's a strip of turnpike too that goes underground that you can walk. I don't know if you guys read about that.
Yeah, there's an abandoned. There's an abandoned
part of the
tunnel.
Turnpike. Yeah, tunnel. It's like 2 miles or something, 3 miles
that you can walk under.
Yeah, and they said it's like kind of creepy. It's like out of like an apocalypse or like a zombie movie. So I would like to try that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I wouldn't mind going up here and like getting a little bit of footage and stuff, you know what I mean? Just to see. I've never been there.
It's cool to see it. Nobody's going to stop you. It's not like there's guys with, AKs saying you can't go any further. Yeah, again, 61 still runs through Centralia.
Yeah, it's only like an hour.
There was like another coal mining town. I think they called it Concrete City. That's another place in PA that still exists where they built these homes. It's supposed to be futuristic. They were like these big concrete like complexes. They had like, it was kind of like how they have now with like a little square that has like a place where you buy like goods but it was all concrete. And I think it's called Concrete Village. I'm not quite sure where it's at. They say that's a cool place to visit. It's all vandalized and stuff now, but
it takes a village.
So I'm looking at this map here. So you got Centralia and then this little town up here. It's Aristes, I guess how you say it.
Yep.
Aristes.
Yep.
But if you're looking at the map, I mean, that's probably what, 5 miles out of town?
5 miles north.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And that's at Mid-Valley Highway.
So you take,
there they are. Wilburton number 1 and Wilburton number 2.
How about that?
Yeah.
Cash me outside.
So yeah. They're in trouble, you think, over there or no?
I don't know. But what's funny is, so when you're pointing at that Wilburton number 1, that's where those people built their new homes with that government money. And that's the part I just can't wrap my head around. Like, dude, how did the government give you this money to move only 10 miles away, knowing the possibility that this thing is going to keep going.
Spread
Probably the land was cheap though.
Well, to
they
me,
probably built like a nice home there.
For sure. Oh, and they did.
Yeah.
They absolutely did. To me, it reminds me of like Florida. Now, look, I love Florida. I heart Florida. But I don't understand how year after year after year, hurricanes are coming.
Right.
How is it possible that you continue to get federal disaster relief knowing it's going to come again, like over and over and over again? You're just flushing money down the toilet.
I don't know. In Wilburton, they got a home for $879.
Dang, that's a big hut.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that town Burnsville is just south of Centralia.
Yeah.
And that place, in fact, lived up to its name. So Burnsville is basically like the Wilburton. If Wilburton is to Mount Carmel, so is the Burnsville is to Centralia. It's just this little miniature one strip of a road with maybe 2 offshoots.
Mm-hmm.
Now that one, nobody lives there. Like that one was leveled, done, but it looks exactly like you would imagine like a Silent Hill, or if Centralia was in fact completely burned out with nobody left. That's what Burnsville looks like. Like it's already been like nature's already taken over again.
Well, they said it was like a downhill, like Burnsville was like all downhill to maybe that Ashland. And they said that they would always have, when it was an active town and stuff and people living there, they'd always have runaway cars and stuff because it was on such a, hill. Steep hill. Reminds me of like Steelton.
Dude,
Steelton
Ashland, if you've ever been to Ashland, look, I'm telling you, if you're going to go up to Centralia, you're going to either go up through Mount Carmel and make your way east, or you're going to go up through Ashland and then go north. But either way, make sure you go both ways, either going or coming, or I should say going or returning, so you can see both towns. But like Ashland, all it is just this town. It's uphill. All it is a town on a hill.
Yeah.
It is all hill all day. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that Mount Carmel, my neighbor, he's from up there, and his cousin is the GM of the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're both from Mount Carmel.
Yeah.
They have a good football team.
I was going to say, for years, they had a great team.
Well,
they're
I think they might have won state championship when they were there. But Brett Veach, he's the GM of the Chiefs. He's from Mount Carmel, and I know his cousin. And so I have to ask him about Centralia. I'm sure he's got some stories. Probably in high school, I'm sure.
Probably went there to like drink, hang out.
Right.
Cool place.
Not to say those guys drink. I don't know.
Well, no, just but high school stuff.
Right.
Joke around. And,
whenever the practice plays and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Condition, it makes you tougher. You know what I'm saying? Run through the smog and the smoke.
Fires. Absolutely.
Yeah.
16 Waggle fire starter.
Yeah.
X1Z.
I think he takes the Chiefs there probably for, he probably takes the Chiefs there for, what do you call it? Not spring training, like training camp.
Sure.
Build up their
immune system.
Yeah, their lungs and everything.
For triple days.
Yeah, for 3 days. Yeah.
What is it? Fun fact. With only 5 people as its total populace, that makes Centralia the least populated town in Pennsylvania.
Nice. That'd be impressive if we get 5 downloads in Centralia.
That'd be
when
awesome.
We put this episode out.
Oh my God, that'd
we
be
get
great.
them all 100%.
But if we went there and offered them $20 a piece.
Well, I know that
downloads.
Watching a lot of stuff on YouTube about this and and listening to a couple things about it that they don't want to be bothered. Like all these people, they went there and they're like, yeah, they won't talk to us on camera, or they won't, they would talk to them off camera, but they don't want to be bothered. You know what I'm saying? They're just
they're all old timers by now. Like they live their lives. They don't want to get up and move anywhere. They're kind of like, I'm cool here. Nothing's affecting me.
Right.
You got to die sometime.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually they will. Speaking of dying, so we talked about this early on. The founder of the official town, Centerville, then Centralia.
Right.
The mine guy, his name was Alexander Ray. He was actually murdered by the Molly Maguires.
Oh, shit.
So, we know the Molly Maguires, and we'll get into them, but just this gang of miscreants, really, whatever. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that, the story of the Molly Maguires that I'm sure we'll be getting to.
Oh, absolutely. Because there's a good book called Weird Pennsylvania. There's a ton of cool stuff in there. And we're just trying to pull, not even just from that book, but we're just trying to pull like cool stories from Pennsylvania folklore and Pennsylvania history and everything else like that. And Molly Maguires is definitely a big part of all that.
For sure.
Doesn't it have something to do too with the handprint, the Molly Maguires?
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Is that tied to the Molly Maguires?
Absolutely. That's in Jim Thorpe.
Jim Thorpe.
It is in Jim Thorpe. It's way up the road. I actually took my kids there. Like, when was COVID going on?
2020, 2021.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Thanks, China.
Yeah.
We were, so I lived in Jim Thorpe.
Yeah, I remember
for 1 year.
Yeah, we were talking about that during the Kelleher's massacre. And there's a bar there, right, called Molly Maguire.
There was a bar called Molly Maguire's, and then there was JT's Steak and Ale. Molly Maguire's moved to occupy JT's Steak and Ale. So yes, to answer your question, to this day, at Hazard Square, which is right between the courthouse proper and the courthouse annex, you will find Molly Maguire's.
How about that?
That's where we went there when we went whitewater rafting.
Whitewater
That's where
rafting,
everybody
yeah.
met, and that was a cool little place.
We should go up there. Like Michelle was saying about doing like the train ride through the
Sure, that's
do
nice.
that, or
That's
a
fun.
bike ride or whatever. There's a lot of cool stuff in Jim Thorpe. It's a beautiful area all up through there. I've never been to like Mount Carmel. I'd like to go up there and just see that, even just to drive through it, and then see Centralia just to say I've been there.
You've been in Shamokin, have you? Or no?
Maybe I don't remember if I have.
Have you been to Knoebels?
Oh yeah, all the time.
But you've never gone through Mount Carmel.
I mean, maybe I didn't even know it.
It's a sad place. Again, having gone up there so many times as a kid, and again, it was like every 2 weeks for the vast majority of my formative years. It's now just so sad. Like what used to be this bustling town and everything was built around this industry and everything was great. It's just, it's you know what? It's like Steelton.
Mm-hmm.
That's most small towns, PA, right now,
Yeah.
especially with the economy and stuff that we have. It's
So how
there's
close?
not much.
How close is Shamokin to Centralia? Like,
So let's see. Centralia to Mount Carmel is 15 minutes. Go west from Mount Carmel, another 20 minutes.
oh, so it's pretty
Yeah, it's
far.
not.
No chance of
20 minutes,
Shamokin.
half hour maybe.
No chance of smoking.
No.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was wondering, if it was close enough to be affected by any of this, but neither is Mount Carmel, I guess, because I'm pretty sure I read that
They
They
did
had the same
big dig.
yeah, they had an issue there too, similar, and they were able to stop it. But
Shamokin's still a pretty big town, though. I mean, they still have stuff going on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like drug addiction,
Meth.
abject poverty.
Shamokin.
No, Shamokin's not as bad as Centralia or
Well,
Wilburn City 2 or whatever.
Wilburton, Wilburn.
I mean, like whoever.
Wilburn 2.
That's
yeah,
great.
Yeah, I mean, you would think whoever named all these towns were trying to tell you something. You got Shamokin, you got
Yeah,
Wilbur, you got Burnsville, you got Ashland,
Yeah,
Wilburton.
yeah.
I mean, there's
They
they're
got
all
weird food in Shamokin.
Yeah, funnel cake.
No, they got like chicken blood soup, shit like that. It's weird.
Chicken blood soup.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Well, I do know that.
that's awesome.
It's weird.
I do know that guy always talks about Matucci's in
Oh
Mount
yeah,
Carmel. He
Oh,
said,
yeah.
"Oh, it's the you gotta go to Matucci's and get it's like an
pizza.
Italian, the pizza and the pasta and all that."
Yeah.
Oh, no. Nanny Coke's up there too, right?
Who
Nanny Coke.
is that? A porn thing?
You guys never been to Nanny Coke?
No,
No, it's a town in PA.
Nanny Coke.
I'd take your
Yeah.
word for it.
Anybody from Nanny Coke that listens to this, just call in or mailbag.
Mm.
Hey guys, can you wrap it up?
Oh,
Well, perfect timing on that one.
I guess it's about that time.
Yeah. Well, look, I think we've kind of milked this one for all it's worth.
Yes,
But
we
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
I cannot recommend enough. Don't sleep on that. Make your way up to Centralia and make sure that on your way there and or on your way back, you make your way through Mount Carmel and Ashland.
Yeah. I'm a little burnt out on this story, but
Mm.
yeah, it was a good one.
Mhm,
Definitely
mhm.
enjoyed it.
I like what you did there.
Yeah. What you got, Matt?
Nothing, man. Just a cool story. Centralia, a place like that, right in PA. Like 5 people or 5 families or whatever live there. Population
5 people.
5 people. That's one family then in one church.
And a sheets.
Yeah.
5 people. 4 are white. 1 is Asian.
Oh, really?
Yep. According to the 2020 census.
Hmm.
Fun fact.
And what were you saying about Nana Coke?
Nanny Coke, PA.
I got to look at one. That'll be another story then.
Yeah, we
It's
might-
it's
we need a whole
spelled. It's like
episode on that one.
nanny coat. I think they call it nanny coat.
Coat, like wearing a coat.
Yeah, like nanny coat. PA.
I thought you were saying Coke, like.
Yeah, it's Concrete City. Nanny
Sounds
Coat.
good.
Oh, okay. I got you.
But they're I don't know, like Shamokin type people.
Oh, yeah. We'll save that for another time.
Coal country.
Well, we'll be back next week with another PA story, I guess, or what would you say?
I don't know.
What would
Who
you
knows?
call that? What would you say? P-
Odd
Oddities.
Strange PA. Odd PA.
PA oddities? I don't know.
Stranger, Pennsylvania.
Stranger. Yeah, there you
Pennsylvania.
go. Stranger. Yeah, Stranger, Pennsylvania.
Stranger, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania Strange.
Stranger.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Wasn't that like a sounds like a Bruce Springsteen album?
Yeah.
Pennsylvania Stranger or a song.
Yeah. But Pennsylvania Stranger Things.
Could
Yeah,
be.
it could be that. So, yeah, don't forget to find us on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, at Old Dirty Basement, on TikTok, at Old Dirty Basement Podcast. Don't forget our other podcast, Vintage Cinema Review, where we break down all of our favorite movies from the past. And I guess that's it for now, so we'll catch you where?
On the flip side.
If we don't see you sooner, we'll see you later.
Peace. Thanks for hanging out in the Old Dirty Basement. If you dig our theme music like we do, check out the Tsunami Experiment. Find them on Facebook. Their music is available streaming on Spotify and Apple, and where great music is available.
You can find us at Old Dirty Basement on Facebook and Instagram, and at Old Dirty Basement Podcast on TikTok.
Peace.
We Audi 5000.